And I tell you, we started freaking the F out again. And in my head, I was just like, are we about to get like human trafficked? Like, I'm going to be making these chocolate chip cookies. And as I'm making them, I'll do a story time and hopefully you guys enjoy it because this is fun to me. I literally just spilled stuff everywhere. I feel like I should do a little bit at a time just so that I can actually mix it well. I'm just gonna do the whole thing. Screw it. Okay, egg is in. Ooh, so sticky. Okay, so now we're just gonna start mixing this up and hoping it forms some. This is not gonna work out very well. Like the butter is not soft enough. We're just gonna try. But anyway, to the story time. So the story time today is gonna be a story that happened probably now. Like, what would that have been? I was a sophomore in college, so like a little over 2 years ago, probably at this point, or 2 years ago, whatever. Point is, it happened a while back, right? So I went to college in San Francisco. This happened on like a weekend. So I decided to stay, and I was friends with like some of the RAs in my building, the other resident advisors. And I remember at this time I hadn't really ever gone out, like not even like out like in that way, but I just literally never went out in SF. And I was like, hey, like I'm staying, and they were like, oh, we should like go out to eat Friday night since you're staying and like you never stay. And so I was like, yeah, that's cool. And they were like, we can go to Mact, which if you've never been to SF, Mact is like a mac and cheese place. Literally all they have is mac and cheese. It's so good though. Like they have mac and cheese and you can like put toppings on it. Like you could add chicken to it. You could add hot Cheeto crumbs. You can, I don't even know what else you could add, regular Cheetos. We end up going and it's me and two of my friends. It's like three of us, we're all girls. And like I said, I had never really gone out ever in SF. And so we get there and it was like in an area that was not very, it did not look very safe. We went to eat and while we were eating, it was fine. Like nothing happened. And then as soon as we finished eating, we were gonna cross the street and go to like a CVS or like a Walgreens. And so as we crossed, we were like walking in the CVS and Walgreens, and then we were about to walk out. And this lady came up to us and she was like, I don't even know how the conversation started, but it was something along the lines of like, can I like talk to you guys really quick? Or like, do you have like a second? Or she saw something we were buying or was asking us about if we ever tried this hair product. I don't even know. But point is, she came up to us in the store, right? And it's like, at this point, I don't know, like 9, 10 p.m. And I was just like, okay. Keep in mind, the Walgreens was empty. It was like us, and we were like in the very back aisle. It was literally just us and like the employees and maybe like a security guard who was like not paying attention to us. But she came up to us and was basically starting to talk to us, and then she went off on so many tangents. Like she started talking about hair product or something like that and was like, oh, like, have you guys tried this? And at first I was like, oh, it must be someone that like just like, you know, those people that sell stuff like perfumes or whatever that try to like get you to buy stuff at the store. So I was like, maybe that's why she's coming up to us. But it got very weird very quickly. Like we were literally standing there, and then like at one point she like pulled out her license and like gave it to my friend and was like, look at this, like look at this. And we were just like, okay, like looking at her license, and she's like, do you see anything wrong with it? And we were like, no, like I don't see anything. And then she like was like, no, like look at it. And it was so weird. But basically she like gave us her license. We were looking at it and we were just like, no, I don't see anything wrong with it, like trying to give it to her and like get going. She was like, oh yeah, they made this mistake when they gave it to me. And we were like, oh wow, that's like crazy, whatever. And we were like trying to go, and like imagine this is like an aisle, right? And there's an aisle in front of us, and she's like, we're standing like this, like me and my two friends, and she's like blocking us, so we can't like leave. She was like blocking us, and I was just like, what in the world is going on? And so we were like, okay, like, that's crazy, like we need to go. And we like started trying to walk away, and she's like, no, like I just want to talk to you guys, like, oh, you guys are so cute. Like, I remember when I was in college, she literally kept us there for over 30 minutes talking, and we were just trying to find any excuse to leave. Like, we were trying to walk away, but she kept blocking us. And at one point I was just like looking around like, where is the security guard, and why are they like ignoring the fact that we're like, hey dude, like very much uncomfortable. So she just kept talking to us, and then at one point she like I was wearing a shirt, I think it said like Santa Cruz, I think it was like a Santa Cruz hoodie. She literally, like, the Santa Cruz logo on a hoodie is like right here, like right above your boob, and she literally like poked it and was like, oh, I love Santa Cruz. And I was just like, oh, okay. Like I genuinely did not know what to do in that moment, but it was a very sketchy and weird experience. And in my head I was just like, are we about to get like human trafficked? Like, is this a giant human trafficking scheme where she's like gonna be in here like cornering us, distracting us, and like not letting us leave, and then when we walk out, like someone's gonna be out there? Like, it was not by far the best area to be in SF, especially at night, and like 3 women alone. She just kept talking to us, and then she went on this long tangent because my friend was wearing a UC Santa Barbara hoodie, right? And she like started talking to her and was like, I went there, and like I had this dad that was like in the military, and he was super hard on me, and like I went to he like never let me go out to parties, and like, trust me, you guys just need each other, and like you just need to like prioritize school, like party life will always be there. And it was like this whole stuff where I was like, cool, nice, but like I don't need to be hearing this right now at like 10 p.m. from a stranger. And the thing is, like, now that I'm saying the story, it doesn't sound that scary, and it doesn't sound like it was really much, but like being in the moment where you're literally like cornered and you're physically trying to leave, and she's like blocking you, and you're just like, what in the F is going on? It was very scary. And also it was even more scary because she just did not look okay. Like, she did not look like she was there. Like, I don't know if she was on some kind of drugs or if she was drunk or something, but it was just so, and she was so touchy. Like, she was like in our face. And like at one point my friend pulled out her phone and was like, oh, like our Uber's here, like we need to leave. And she did not care. She kept blocking us in, and we were just like, oh my gosh. And so eventually we ended up like being able to, like, as she was talking, we were like trying to scooch towards like the main aisleway to, oh my, I almost dropped all the cookie dough. The main aisleway to like get out of the store, like little by little, because she would not move. Like, she was literally blocking us in, which is why it was so sketchy. We're like, okay, like now we really need to go, like we need to leave. And she had already talked to us at this point for like, I kid you not, over 30 minutes. And keep in mind, she was not young. Like, she was not our age. Like, she wasn't like a college girl that was like, looked like she was drunk and like came from a party, or like even like she went to our school and was like, hey, like can I go back with you guys? Like, no, it was like a grown woman. Like, she was at least in her 30s. I'm gonna like use my hands because this is not working out with this spoon. This is so much easier. You see, now it's like actually making dough. The thing is, in SF, like at this time, like I mentioned, I had never really gone out anywhere. Like, I walked from my school to Target, which was like less than a mile away, and that's about as far as my adventures into the city went, except for like going to the mall, which was just one straight bus shot from my school to the mall. And so I did not know how to get back to school. I was very much relying on my friends, because I was like, y'all been around here. You'll go out in SF every night, every week, like to eat or to hang out with friends and go to new places. So like, I'm relying that you guys know where to go, because I don't know what I'm doing. So we end up making it out of the store, and we're like speed walking out. And I'm like, I'm hoping this lady does not follow us, because I do not know what the heck I'm going to do if she follows us and like there's a van outside or there's a car outside or something, and like it's already a sketchy area. Like, in SF in general, if you haven't been there to San Francisco, certain areas can be scary. Like, there's a lot of homeless and a lot of like people on drugs that can be just like out walking in the street, and for the most part, honestly, they don't bother you, but you never know people's intentions. And so it just did not look like a good area, even when we had like crossed over from either restaurant. And so then having that experience in the like CVS, it was just like, okay, this is weird. And like, this is in a store that this is happening. It's not even like we were out in the street and like this person was following us and then that happened. It was like, this is literally a store, and like, they do not care that, you know, you're in a store, and they're still gonna approach you and like be really sketch and like touching you when you're like, don't even know them. Oh, and I forgot, when we were leaving, we finally like got her to move out of our way so we could leave, and she's like, can I have a hug? Like, I really like you guys. Can I please have a hug? And I was just like, girl, I do not know if you're gonna like stab me with something to like knock me out or what's going on, but also I don't know you. Like, no. And I remember my friend was like, oh, I'm not like, I don't really like hugs. Like, I'm not a hugger, sorry. And we just like kind of walked out. Okay, I'm preheating the oven before I get started like making the cookies, just so that that's done and I could just put them straight in there. And I already have my, I have my sheet with the parchment paper ready to go. But it was just so sketchy. And like, the thing she was talking to us about, like, if it was like a random stranger trying to sell you something cool, like, first of all, they probably would have like gone away and stopped talking to you and bothering you after you were like very much like, no, I do not care for what you're selling, like, just go away, I'm like just trying to shop. But the thing she was talking about, like, I can't even explain it. It was so freaking weird. Like, you could visibly tell she was on something. She did not smell normal. Like, not like she smelled dirty, like she hadn't showered. She smelled like some kind of drugs. I turned around like as soon as we walked out, and like me and my friends just like looked at each other and we didn't even say anything. We were like, run. We need to just run away from this area. In case she comes out, in case she has any friends over here that were like watching us trying to do something, and then we can figure out like how to bus back to our school, or like catch an Uber or whatever. And I honestly don't even remember how we ended up getting back to school. I think we ended up taking a bus or something. And like, it was pitch black outside. Like, it was dark, it was cold. And so we get back to our dorm and we're like telling our friend that was like working at the front desk about it. We were just like, we didn't know what to do. Like, it was so scary and like so weird. Like, I don't know what was going on with her, and like, I don't know what her plan was. And my friend was like, oh, like, I want to go get a soda. And so the way our dorm hall worked, we were like in like one of the more secluded dorms of the campus. And so our food options were really just like a vending machine. We were not near the cafeteria or anything. So we went to like where the classrooms were, because there were vending machines over there. And I tell you, we started freaking the F out again. She gets a Coke, right? Keep in mind, they're all like facing away from us. Like, there was no way to know which one said what name, nothing. We ask for like a Coke from the vending machine. The thing spins and drops into the like part where you can actually grab it. And then the bottle spins down there. It turns to where the name is, and the freaking name was Sarah, which was the name of the freaking lady at Walgreens, because she gave us her license. She told us her name. Her name was freaking Sarah on there. And the freaking bottle of Coke just so happened to have the exact same name, Sarah, on it. And we were like, we like started freaking out. Like, when I tell you, I was like, there's no way, someone has to be messing with us. Like, how is it possible that out of the like 17 rows of Coke in this vending machine that just had Coke and like Sprite, we ended up getting one that had her name on it? That was, which, given like Sarah is not like a super uncommon name, but I was just like, what in the F? We like started freaking out. And that's basically my story time for you guys. It was just a very scary experience. And I mean, at this point I was what, like 18, maybe 19. And just having this happen to you in general, even now, like, you don't know people's intentions whatsoever. Like, there's so many stories of like even people putting stuff at like gas stations, like tissues in the part where you like hold the pump, and they're like laced with drugs to like knock you out and follow you somewhere and kidnap you. Or like in the parking garage of a mall, like, you never know if someone's like just parked trying to get into your car or whatever. But it was just so scary, especially being in the city and like not having a car. I just hope you guys understand, and it came across how scary it was. My friends and I that I was with that night literally have never gone back to that area of SF or gone in to eat there, even though we're obsessed with mac and cheese, and it was really good mac and cheese. Like, we've never gone back because of our experience, because it was so scary. Like, I don't think I made it come across as like scary and like creepy as it was, but just know it was like a very freaky experience, and I would not wish that on anyone. And I'm just so thankful that I was with people, and it happened when I was like in a store and there was multiple of us, so that if something would have happened, like, at least we had our phones, you know. But yeah, it was just really freaking sketchy and weird. These are the cookies. Oh, that's not gonna work. I need to just lift the camera and show you guys. This is what they're looking like. They're abnormally large, and then I did like a middle row that's like smaller ones, but yeah, we're gonna put those in the oven, and then once they're in there, I'll cook them, and then we'll make the rest of this because there's still a lot of dough left. All right, guys, the first batch, she's in there. They're nice and toasty. I'm gonna take them out. I clearly made them too big. So here is the first batch. They look a little deformed, and then here's this second batch I'm about to put in the oven. There's the second batch. The second batch is almost done. They're in there getting nice and toasty. I already put the first batch on a plate. I had them cooling here on this like cooling rack, but second batch is almost done. Yay! Guys, they're all done, and they genuinely look so good. Like, I'm not just telling you because I made them, but they look good. Some of them came out a little crispy. They look a little tinted, but they do look really good. Let me show you guys. Look at that. So many. Oh, they look so good. Look who came downstairs. Let's set this bad boy up. Hey!
Oh, not yet?
First of all, you're not even in frame, bro.
These are the type of challenges I like.
Not even a challenge. Good down, you're too tall. Alright, which cookie are you gonna pick?
Get this one.
The pasas, I want another one. It's okay. Like that. Oh, where's the camera? Like that. Hold on. Hey, don't eat it yet. I'm trying to get it to focus. Look at that cookie. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
You're low-key a little hard. To be fair, they already cooled down. They were made like an hour ago, but you like it?
They're good.
You're too tall.
They're good.
I was going for seconds.
They're good. She didn't eat hers.
I didn't. That's mine. It was too sweet. But yeah.
It is good though. Cool.
I guess I made them good, but I'll see you guys in the next video then. We'll see. We'll see if he finishes them in like 10 minutes.
No, for sure will.
For sure will.
For sure.
Alright guys, bye.